Good afternoon, Lancaster County. Welcome to Lancaster Connects, the show about small business and small charity success right here in Lancaster County. We're showcasing the best Main Street has to offer in Lancaster County, the big versus small. Maybe you can say David versus Goliath, highlighting local small businesses and local small charities, all making an impact in the Lancaster community. And of course, showcasing what is great about Lancaster County and what makes Lancaster so great overall. As you can see, as I look to my left, I'm flying solo today. Partner in crime, Jeff, is at the World Market Center in Las Vegas. Sounds a lot more glamorous than it probably is. It's a home furnishings expo, happens twice a year in Las Vegas, and he is meeting vendors, current vendors, new vendors, looking at new products, seeing what is the latest and greatest in sleep technology in the world. And he flew out Saturday morning. He's coming back tonight. We miss him today, but he always comes back with some great stuff, talking with new vendors. So you'll see Jeff next week with me. I will repay the favor to him in February. We're taking the family to Disney in the middle of the month of February. So I'm looking forward to that. And of course, Jeff will fly solo at that time. So for today, if you were tuning in for the typical Jeff and Ben banter and hilarity, it's not going to happen today. I'm sorry. I'll do my best, but the connection is gone. So Jeff, we'll look forward to having you back next week. If you're watching the show, I'd love to see comments. I know there's people that watch who'd never comment. You should comment, because commenting earns you an entry into the prize we give away every week, which is a $25 restaurant gift card to a local Lancaster restaurant. Who doesn't want to go out? Everybody likes to eat, right? So all you got to do is comment. Obviously, you can like this on Facebook. It's on YouTube, LinkedIn. It's on various places. Smush the love button. Podcast producer Chris puts on there. Apparently, the heart emoji is better than just hitting the thumbs up. Yeah, there's the confetti. So I'd love to see comments. Commenting wins. We spin the prize later at the end of the show, and we'll pick one winner for a $25 gift card. And there's a subscribe button. There it is right down there. On YouTube, like our channel, subscribe to the Lancaster Connects podcast channel. So you can watch this on YouTube. It's on the Gardeners YouTube channel, Lancaster Connects YouTube channel. Also the Facebook pages of Lancaster Connects. If you don't like Lancaster Connects, please do. Gardeners Mattress and More channel, and also the personal channels for me. I'm Ben. I didn't introduce myself, but I am Ben. There, we got a comment. Hello, Takesha. Takesha is like I think the top Lancaster Connects groupie, if you will. There's a few of them out there, but I'd love to hear from some new people. Get some new people in the contest prize later. So we've got a great show today. We're going to be joined in a little bit from Heather from the Lancaster Recreation Commission. We'll bring her on in a little bit and go through all the great things that the Lancaster Rec Commission is doing. But first, I did want to, in place of the normal hilarity and banter with Jeff, I wanted to highlight a couple of really two instances of really great kindness and charity that happened in the Lancaster community this past week. I know we've talked about them on the show before. In fact, just a few weeks ago, we had on Lena Hohenadel from the Off the Streets Now nonprofit in Lancaster. If you're not familiar with them, they help rehome those who don't have a place to live. And they do a wonderful job finding homes, suitable homes, and then turning these apartments and townhouses, whatnot, into great homes. Linda, hello. Linda from Help the Fight. Great to see you again too, Linda. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for entering a comment. But Off the Streets, they do a wonderful job. We donate mattresses to them. In fact, last week we donated 10 twin mattress sets to them, and some of those mattresses they turned around and provided to a family. Just this past weekend, I saw a post they on Facebook, on their Facebook page. Yeah, they gave us a shout out for the twin sets that we sent to them. But they helped a family in the community, a mother with, I believe it said 5 or 6 children, and they helped her with a home and furnished the home. They did it on Saturday, one of the coldest days of the year. They had a ton of volunteers. So really just a shout out to their organization, what they do. Lena and the team of volunteers at Off the Streets now, they do a great job, helping those in need in the Lancaster community. And then this story here, this is the second instance of again, great kindness and charity. The woman in the photo there is a teacher at McCaskey High School, and she reached out to us a few weeks ago about a student of hers. And I'm just going to read the email she sent, because it just shows the enormous heart that she has for her students, and of course highlighting an instance of someone needing help in Lancaster. But she writes, might be an unusual request, but I thought it couldn't hurt to ask. I'm a teacher at McCaskey High School. The students I teach are from other countries, and they're grateful to be here in America. I have a student who is from Asia. He told me about his home country and experiences. He went to a school where they only had one book to read, and living conditions was poor. You just can't imagine something like that. Finding food was also a challenge. He's being raised by his sister, and his dad is elderly, and his mother is deceased. So obviously a different maybe family situation than we think might be normal here. Despite the hardships, he comes to school every day with a positive attitude and ready to learn. He has joined sports, and he has maintained excellent grades. He is the epitome of an excellent student. Well, he's well-mannered, respectful, and kind to everyone. And she goes on to say, I learned that he does not have a bed in his home. And he said with a smile and positive attitude that he sleeps on the floor. My heart dropped, and I was in shock. This is the teacher's words. Of course, reading this, I felt the same way. Jeff and I, when we talked about this, we're just like, oh my gosh, we've got to help. So this teacher said, when I heard this, I knew something had to be done. I was hoping your store could surprise him and help him get a bed. Please let me know if you would consider helping him. So like I said, Jeff and I talked, and immediately we're like, yeah, we've got to find a way to help this student out, help this McCaskey teacher. And there he is. We delivered a twin size bed to him this past Friday. Mattress, box spring, bed frame, new set of sheets, a new pillow, mattress protector, and he couldn't be happier, and we couldn't be happier to help him in the family with the situation. And just kudos to this teacher who just shows her enormous heart for her students. And we see these types of stories every day, and part of our goal here at Lancaster Connects is try to highlight these stories, contribute when we can. We were fortunate enough to be able to make some donations to these organizations, but our donation wouldn't have happened without her noticing her student in need, and then of course taking the time to reach out and help. So our hats off to her, and of course to Off the Streets now in Lancaster, and of course all the great people in Lancaster County who are making a difference. If you're one of those people, we would love to highlight you on Lancaster Connects. Go to lancasterconnects.com/guest and fill out the form that's on there. Tell us who you are, what you're doing to make an impact in the community, and maybe if you represent a nonprofit or charitable organization, or you're a small business that also gives back to the community, we'd like to tell your story or have you come on the show and tell your story. So just wanted to share those two instances. It's really kind of what this show is all about. So moving on, I wanted to bring on our guest, Heather. Heather Dighe is from the Lancaster Rec Commission. Hello, Heather. How are
Hi.
you?
Good. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yep. We're excited to have you on and talk about all the great things that you offer, the Lancaster Rec Commission offers in Lancaster County. Just a real quick question. How long have you been with Lancaster Rec Commission?
Sure. So I've been with the Lancaster Rec for, going on 6 years now. So
Okay.
joined in 2016 as the marketing development manager. And then in 2018, our longtime executive director was retiring. She'd been
Oh,
with the
wow.
Rec for 30 years. They did a nationwide search, and the best they could come up with was me. So
Come on.
I became the
They
executive
found the
director.
best candidate for the job.
And it has been just a lot of fun over the last couple of years getting to lead such a dynamic and amazing organization.
That's awesome. Now, did you come into Lancaster County at that time, or were you a Lancaster native?
I did. So I'm from Carlisle originally,
Okay. Yeah.
and was living in Harrisburg. But I did my undergraduate degree at Millersville University,
Oh, very
and
cool.
had a goal to always make my way back to Lancaster because I just loved it so much when I was here for my undergrad. So when the job opening came up at Lancaster Rec, I was ready to go.
That's awesome. I'm a Millersville grad as well.
Oh, cool.
I'm presuming a few years before you,
Eh.
but
I was there
that's
for a
awesome.
while. I really liked it.
Yeah, that's a great school. They, we should probably have them on as a guest sometime. I had a great experience at Millersville. Neat campus, great teachers, great experience overall. Some fun too, but
Yeah.
good education as well. So, well, very cool. Thanks for sharing that. We'll bring you back in just a little bit. I got to have a word from our sponsor. We've got to pay the bills here at Lancaster Connect. So we'll bring you right back on. All right. So our sponsor obviously is Gardner's Mattress and More. These four walls around me. I'm excited today because I get to do the sleep tip. This is Jeff's segment of the show. I get to do the sleep tip. So this is a sleep tip handpicked by me. All right. So sleep obviously affects all kinds of things. But did you consider the increased risk of mental decline? So studies suggest that poor sleep may raise the risk for the development of some psychiatric disorders in both adults and children. It's another chain reaction. Poor sleep affects our mental health, and mental health issues can affect our sleep. Poor sleep can deprive our body of the necessary time to detox, balance, and heal itself. The brain needs good quality sleep time to cleanse itself from the waste products that are toxic to the brain, which build up throughout the day. A buildup in the brain of sticky plaque waste products, sounds interesting, is associated with several diseases. This is what's important. Studies have found critical links between sleep disorders and Alzheimer's disease and other diseases associated with dementia. When we are lethargic from poor sleep, the neurons in the brain send signals at a lower rate and our reasoning abilities are sluggish. Have you recently felt like your brain is moving in slow motion? Yeah, sometimes. Perhaps some good sleep and brain detox is your missing link. Every day, we need the capacity to make good decisions and react appropriately and timely to circumstances and decisions. Obviously, that last sentence relates to the immediate day-to-day, your performance as a parent, perhaps driving to work, your performance at work. Obviously, making good, timely decisions and reacting appropriately is very important. But my takeaway from this little snippet from the Sleep Better book, which you can request a free copy on our website, gardenersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better. My takeaway is that the long-term effects of poor sleep, when you start thinking about your risk of Alzheimer's disease and other diseases like dementia can be affected by poor sleep, that poor sleep can compound and can contribute to maybe the early onset of some of those obviously scary things. So, there's lots of great tips in this book. This is not a book about mattresses. This is a book about how to use, or easy things that you can do with your own sleep, with your bedroom, sleep routine, sleep habits, that sort of thing to impact your sleep. Obviously, if you're not sleeping well, a mattress might be a good place to start if your mattress is doing this, and we can help at Gardner's Mattress and more. But just sleep is important, and you should be doing everything you can to get a great night's sleep. Of course, the second half of the Gardner segment, I'm going to highlight the big guy that's normally sitting next to me. Got a handwritten testimonial here, Nancy in Lancaster. She mailed this back today. Jeff and I don't work in the showroom all that often. We've got a great team. You'll see some of them walking around behind me. Andy, Drew, Phil, they get testimonials like this all the time. They, for the most part, run the show here with our customers. And for the most part, Jeff and I don't work with a lot of customers anymore. But this was a day Jeff was in the showroom, and Nancy thought Jeff was outstanding. He didn't rush through the previous customer to get to them. He listened very well to what we were looking for and why, gave us some great advice, and was very pleasant during the final sale. Not once did we feel like we were talking to a salesman. So again, our goal here is to listen to our customers, learn their sleep needs, and of course match those sleep needs to the product that's best going to solve those sleep needs and help our customers wake up happy every morning. She also says that she had a great experience. She's been using Gardner's for probably 30 years when we were on the strip in Roarstown Road. So that was a long time ago. Business started in 1990 on Roarstown Road. Completely different. Well, I shouldn't say completely different. A little different store than it is now. Then it was water beds and bedroom furniture and kids furniture and of course mattresses. We've obviously since evolved into the company we are now, where we focus on sleep and health and well-being. But the core tenets of what Gardner's was built on was customer service and treating people the way we'd like to be treated. And of course that comes through in Nancy's words there. So kudos to the big guy, Jeff, who'll be back next week. So I just wanted to share that testimonial. Next week, our guest will be the Lancaster Rec Center. We've highlighted a few folks from the northeastern hub recently on the podcast. If you wanted to see those episodes, you can check it out on the Lancaster Connects website, lancasterconnects.com. You'll see a tab at the top for episodes. You can see all the past episodes and check out some of the great folks that we've highlighted recently. But now I will bring back Heather, and we're going to talk about the Lancaster Rec Commission and the great things that it does for Lancaster. So, Heather, welcome back.
Thanks so much.
Yep. So we were talking about sleep earlier, and you have a couple of little ones at home. Is that right?
I do. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So I absolutely understand the importance of sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, are you sleeping through the night? That's question number one. I guess maybe by one.
Yes, we are. We just kind of crossed over that threshold. Yep. And I'm like, I forgot what it's like to get a good night's sleep. This is amazing. Right. So definitely advocate. Yes, if people are not sleeping well, your Sleep Better book and how it can impact people over the length of their lives. 100% agree. I get very cranky if I don't get my sleep.
No question. I was saying before, when we were talking before the show started, I have 2 children. My daughter is 12 and my son is 7. And my daughter is not a great sleeper in the sense that she was always awake. And maybe this was poor parenting, for the first child, you hang out in the bedroom, rocking them to sleep and whatever. But, maybe mistakes were made. I don't know. But she's a night owl. She'll stay up later than we will. But she'll sleep in the morning, which is cool. My son couldn't be more opposite. He was put him down and he falls asleep right away. But then of course he wakes up super early. So we have the polar opposite thing going on in our house there. But so we're not here to talk about, sleep specifically and our kids. So tell us a little bit more about the Lancaster Rec Commission. What do you folks do there?
Sure. And I saw one of your comments on Facebook said they knew our programs and that we had great ones. So it's always great to hear that. So Lancaster Rec is a bit unique. I know you said you've got Effort Rec coming to join you next week. We're a little bit different than those other rec agencies that you might know, like Effort Rec or Lidditz Rec or Hempfield Rec, because a lot of times those agencies, which are awesome agencies, love them, they have a membership base and a gym that you can attend. But Lancaster Rec is different. We actually were created about 112 years ago in 1909 by concerned community members that knew that children in the city needed recreation. So post-industrial revolution, people were moving from the farms into the city, and they had a lot of kids just running around playing in the streets. So they said, we need organized recreation. So individuals like J.P. McCaskey, Mr. Watt, Mr. Shand, very prominent individuals in the community came together and formed the Recreation Commission. It's not like a typical Parks and Rec. People often ask me, are you Leslie Knope? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I wish I was. She's super cool. But because in that television show, it was a Park and Rec agency as part of a city. Lancaster's set up differently, where the Department of Public Works in the city maintains the city parks, and we support the city as a separate nonprofit agency with park and recreation programming in the parks in the city and also in the school district buildings as well too, through our relationship with the school district. So I actually have for our 100-year anniversary, we created a history book. So this is our 100-year history book. Anyone ever wants to borrow one, just let me know. It's full of like awesome pictures. Can't see it very well right here, sure. But throughout the 1900s, the 1960s, the 1970s, of all of the different activities that the Recreation Commission has done through the years. And to me, it's such a cool thing to take a look at and see that in Lancaster, recreation has always been a part of our lives. So it's just really neat to see and neat to share. And Ben, I didn't get the opportunity to ask you, did you participate in any recreation programs growing up as a kid?
With sports, I didn't grow up in Lancaster County. I grew up in Berks and Montgomery counties, but always played baseball, basketball, that sort of thing. But I don't know if that was more through the schools or through a rec program. But no, I was not involved in a rec program specifically myself beyond sports.
Yeah. A lot of times they're intertwined. Sometimes we get that often. They're like, are you guys part of the school? Are you part of the city? And we're like, well, we're our own agency, but we have really close relationships. We're essentially a partnership of the City of Lancaster, Lancaster Township, and the School District of Lancaster.
Wow. I had no idea you've been around for over 100 years. Lancaster Rec organization. A lot of the nonprofits and charity organizations we talked to, they've formed in the last 10 years, 20 years, whatnot. But to see an organization around for that long is really pretty cool. So you've been there for about 6 years. What do you do there at Lancaster Rec?
Sure. My role now is the executive director. So everyone tells me what I'm supposed to be doing, which is great because we're governed by an 11-member board. And so our board members make up the partners that form us. So we've got school board representatives, city council representatives, township representatives, and then also community citizens that are appointed to our board as well too by the mayor. And so really I work with that collaborative of groups and those agencies to determine what the best recreation needs are for the community and how to provide those resources. The great news is that recreation can really be anything. So, whether it's like you experience playing youth sports and basketball, baseball, it could be learning how to swim, it could be visiting our community pool, it could be our senior center that operate and serve senior citizens, it can be our child care programs that we offer, or our special family events that we do as well too. So recreation is such a broad and unique category that there's a lot of cool stuff we get to do.
A common theme with the nonprofits that we've highlighted recently is that there's so much interconnection between organizations. So you were talking about some of the organizations that you partner with and are associated with, and it just seems to be a common theme. And it's interesting that the show is called Lancaster Connects. You're connected to so many other organizations that help families out. So that's really, really very cool.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun for us. We recognize, even though we've been around for 100 years and we are a homegrown organization, our whole focus is to serve Lancaster. We also recognize we can't do it all of our own because there are so many unique opportunities to serve our residents. So just this past summer, we worked with AIM to Empower Yoga to provide free yoga classes in the park. We also provide
Wow.
work with an organization called Beat the Streets Wrestling to provide free wrestling programs to kids. So yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
that's
We
cool.
always are working with partners to figure out, okay, what are the needs and how do we best serve them?
Very cool. Do you service Lancaster City or the whole county, or what does that look like?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our footprint is specifically Lancaster Township and the City of Lancaster, which make up the school district of Lancaster. But we
Okay.
really have residents kind of come from all over. For example, upcoming in this May is the Lancaster Senior Games. Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of it. Yeah,
It's cool.
I feel like I'm getting towards that age. I don't know.
You gotta check it out. No, it's a great opportunity to volunteer. It's 800 senior citizens at
Wow.
performing in an Olympic style games. So it's fascinating because it's shuffleboard and volleyball and track and field events, and it is highly competitive. They're very serious, and they win
Yes.
medals, and it's a whole week long event, and it's a blast. It's great. So, for example, that is countywide. That reaches seniors all over the county, and we help in organizing that event. But it's for everyone. Uh,
That's
and
cool.
then and horseshoes, they're very serious about horseshoes and bocce. It's great.
Yeah,
It's a great
I've
time.
I've seen some seniors playing pickleball. I saw pickleball on the list,
Oh,
and that
yep.
that looks like they take that very seriously, and it looks very intense. And
It's
it,
so
it looks
much
it looks
fun.
fun. Like I
Yeah.
mean, I've never really played tennis, but pickleball, it's like giant ping pong.
It
It
is, and it's
looks
very low
awesome.
impact, and it's a great way to have, great physical activity
Yep.
that's easy on your joints and that's a lot of fun, so absolutely. And then there's another event we have coming up in June called Open Streets Lancaster. It's where we shut down 10 city blocks and have a
Oh,
day
wow.
that celebrates active transportation, so walking, riding your bike, getting out to we close down the streets to make it a big
Wow.
open fairway to travel, and we invite organizations such like yourself, Lancaster Connects, to come out and be a part of that day as a vendor. We usually have 2 to 300 vendors, food trucks, music.
Oh,
It's a
that's
great big
cool.
celebration of the day. So that's another event that, we really encourage everyone from the county to come out and join.
Takesha, who's been commenting, says Open Streets is amazing with all caps. There it is.
Awesome.
So
We're glad
she's a fan of the Lancaster Rec Commission.
that's fantastic. It's been on hiatus for the last 2 years, so we are so ready to bring it back in
Yeah,
2022.
yeah. As has been a lot of things. We just did the Lancaster Home Show Friday and Saturday, and home shows are kind of coming back. They same thing, took a year hiatus and able to do those things again, which is great. You mentioned the partnership with the school district of Lancaster. Tell us more about that, and maybe you could talk about your various programs there. I know you have before and after school programs, summer camps, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so it's a really unique partnership we have with the School District of Lancaster. We're fortunate to have it. They allow us to be in the schools, in the elementary schools, to provide before and after school care for working parents. So from kindergarten to fifth grade, the kiddos don't have to go to a separate site. They come in the morning, they're there till the start of the school day, and then after school, they can be there as well too. And it's great because we're in 11 schools in the school district. Now, we did have a challenge this year where we couldn't open up all of our schools due to staffing. So if anyone's
Mhm.
looking for a job, we are hiring, absolutely. We also operate an early childhood education program as well too. So we have programs at our rec center on Fairview Avenue, and then we also have the program at McCaskey Child Care Center. McCaskey Child Care Center serves teen parents in high school and also the community at large as well too. So with those unique relationships, we've been able to provide a lot of care for working parents in the district.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty amazing. So, what do the summer camps look like? What do you do there?
Summer camps are so fun. I love summer camp. It's like you never get to feel like a kid again, but when you work in recreation, you get to feel like a kid
Yeah.
all the time. So, 2 of our summer camps are in school district buildings in the school district of Lancaster, and then we have an additional summer camp out at Conestoga Pines Park that we call Camp Optimist. It was helped created by the Optimist Club of Lancaster, so their
Yep.
members got together to help us create it, and it's just an awesome. We call it our nature adventure camp, and it's situated there at the Pines, right next to the Conestoga Pines pool, which if you've never been, is a 1967 aluminum pool, a very
Wow.
classic summer experience. So we just love our summer camps. They're so much fun. We look forward to getting those back up and running this summer too.
Oh, so you took a break from those last year as well?
We reduce the numbers. We usually
Mhm.
probably have about 5 to 600 kids in our summer camps, and last year we probably had about 100. So, we've had to kind of greatly reduce the number of kids in programming, so we're really excited this year to get back to our regular numbers.
Yeah, that's great. My son has done a summer camp. Now we're up in the Manheim Township area, and there's a camp through what's the park?
Overlook. Yes.
Well, Landis Valley Park.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, there's one there, and it's a nature camp, and they do nature
Yep.
hikes every day, and do some crafts things. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and he loves it. So I can imagine that
Awesome.
the kids love your summer programs. What other types of programs do you offer for kids? I mean, you talked about the programs for seniors. I know you have programs for adults, and then other programs that might not be specifically school related or camp related.
Yeah, so there's recreational activity and programs, whether it's youth sports, so the very classic experience basketball, baseball, football, wrestling, flag football,
Oh wow.
swimming, all different types of yeah, we run about 40 to 50 unique sport opportunities throughout the year.
Mm.
We also run what we call our clinics. So our youth sport clinics are a really great way for kids to get access and to have exposure to programs without maybe signing up for an entire season. So these are usually 1 to 6 week clinics. Usually we price them around $20, so they're not out of reach for anyone
Yeah,
for them to try. But yeah, you can see here, we've got our dance, our cheer, field hockey, all different types of programming. Really, our focus is to make sure kids get exposure to programs, they get to try it and make a determination if they want to continue on, and help kind of show them a pathway of how to do that.
that's really cool. How many kids would you say are involved in the program total? Like all the programs put together, how many kids are
Yeah,
impacted?
we probably reach around 3 or 4,000 kids a year,
Wow,
in
that's
our
so cool.
programming. So yeah, it's a lot, yeah, and certainly that number has lessened over the last 2 years, but we're just so looking forward to all of our coaches, our practitioners, everybody's really looking forward to getting back to, serving the full number of kids.
That's great. That's great. So talking about youth sports, I saw that you offer youth sports scholarships.
We
What
do,
is that all
absolutely.
about?
Yeah, so we want to make sure that everyone has fair and equitable access to youth sport programs. So we provide a scholarship for families that have financial need. We do an income verification, and then we provide a scholarship of usually up to a 50% discount for youth sport
Wow,
programs. So if the family is having trouble affording the cost, we want to remove that barrier for them financially and make sure that they can have access to the youth sport programs. And then we subsidize that through donations or sponsorships or other forms of support that come in so kids get the opportunity to play.
that's great. So how does someone get signed up to attend a program? Is a website the best place to do that?
Yep, they can go to our website, which is just lancasterrec.org. We also send out an activities guide in the mail to all the homes in the city and township 3 times a year. And you can also pick those up at the library, city hall, or our rec center on Fairview Avenue. I'm also happy to send some out to you if you'd like as well too.
That's awesome. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. No problem there. Um, so something else I saw that you have on your website is Amazon. You have an Amazon wish list on there,
Yeah.
and maybe a connection with Amazon Smile. Tell us about that.
We do, yep. So you can select us as an organization to donate. So anytime you shop on Amazon, which if you're like me is like all the time, uh,
Hmm.
you can select us on Amazon Smile, and a portion of your order proceeds will donate back to us at Lancaster Rec. So we've got instructions on our website there, and then also we have a wish list as well too. So sometimes people like to give really tangible gifts. They say, instead of just making a donation, I want to gift something to your program. We always have needs with having before and after school care programs, early childhood education. If you want to buy some tricycles for the toddlers, we love it. They love it. They get very excited about it. So we just want to provide a number of pathways. If they want to support our programs and what we do, we're happy to accept that in any way.
That's great. So listeners can simply go to that page that Chris had up there about Amazon,
Mhm.
and they can sign up for the Amazon Smile, right?
Yep.
So they can make that connection, and then those wish list items that I'm assuming that links to an Amazon page that if they
Yep.
make that purchase, it goes right to you.
Yep, right to that Amazon wish list.
That's
So
so
it'll
cool.
send to our group, and whether it's, you wanna send us basketballs or rocking
Oh, you
chairs
have
for the infant room, somebody rock the babies.
look at that. That's so neat. I mean, a lot of times when we talk about donations, you just think of donation of $50 or $100 or
Mhm.
whatever. But this is cool. These are tangible things that you need, that you would be
Absolutely.
using the money for anyway.
Yeah.
The donors can make it easy for you. That's a genius idea.
Yeah, you have no idea how many boxes of crayons and Play-Doh we go through running
I can
childcare
imagine.
sites.
Well, I've seen what one 7-year-old can go
Yeah.
through, so I can imagine times 3 and 4,000 kids.
Yes, yeah.
Um, that's really really neat. Um, so you talked a little bit about well, you talked about what you do, and you've mentioned the staff there. Um, how big is the staff there? How do you train your staff? What does your staff look like?
Sure. So we've got about 16 administrative staff members. My favorite staff saying is that one of my staff members has a plaque above her desk that says, "You don't have to be crazy to work here. We'll train you." So
Yeah,
I would
it could
say,
be a lot of places.
yeah. So we've got about our 16 administrative staff, and then we've probably got any time of the year between 50 to 100 part-time staff that work
Okay.
specifically in our childcare programs or our youth
Hmm.
or our senior programs. So like in the summer, we run the summer wading pool program, the summer playground program. There's 6 free wading pools in the city that kids can come in during the weekday. We provide them with a free lunch and snack there daily, and they can cool off in the wading pool. So
Mm,
we have 6 of those sites that we usually staff between 20 and 40 people out there. So in the
wow.
summer, we can get up to 100 staff people that are with us part time. And then our lifeguards at our pool and our summer camp directors. So, but our 16 administrative staff, they are fantastic people. I have never enjoyed working with a group of people more. I just
Oh, that's
love
great.
them. It is funny because I don't have a recreation background. So some of my staff members do have parks and recreation degrees. They have studied this. But then other of my staff members, like me, just kind of fell into it. And
Right.
we just often look at each other and we're like, oh my gosh, don't we work in something so cool? We've
That's
got a
neat.
marketing manager. We've got an operations manager, we've got a facilities manager, and then we've got our program specific folks that really run our sports programs or our special programs or our childcare programs. And then we've got our administrative support staff as well too. So they are all just incredibly
Yeah.
passionate, wonderful people. Most of them have been there a very long time. I'm one of the newbies. One of our staff members this year celebrated 30 years with us. She's
Oh,
done like
wow.
every single job that there is to do with her. She's just been in all the departments, done all the things.
That's
Um,
great. It's
that's sort of
invaluable to have people like that.
it's amazing. It's so funny because in my time as executive director, we've done some really cool things, and I constantly tell
Right.
people it's because I can say like, "Hey, what about this idea?" And then I just give it to the staff, and they just magically go make it happen. We did a talent show for the Extraordinary Give this year at TELUS
Mm,
360, and I literally called my development manager, was like, "Let's do a talent show," and then it just magically happened. So to work with people that dedicated and motivated is just a really special thing.
that's awesome. That's awesome. How about volunteers? Do you have volunteers with the program or internships or anything like that?
Yeah, we have so many volunteers. Lancaster Rec
Yep,
would not
figured.
exist if it was not for volunteers. We are so fortunate. A huge number of volunteers are our youth sport program support. So whether
Yeah.
that's coaches, referees, scorekeepers, if you have any interest in supporting youth sports at all, we always need volunteers because those are the people that make our programs possible. We would not be able to provide our programs at such a low cost and accessible to our
Hmm.
community if it weren't for our volunteers.
Yep.
Um, and then we also have, yes, we absolutely have other volunteer opportunities, whether it's, if you can't commit to a full sports season or you don't know how to coach basketball, we will train you. But if you're not
Yeah.
comfortable with that, we also have opportunities to volunteer in our senior center. We have opportunities to volunteer in our other child care programs, and we have opportunities to volunteer for special events. So as I was sharing about the senior games, we absolutely need volunteers for that.
Mm.
A great way to help. Open Streets will need volunteers. This summer, we're looking at doing some other special event programs. We may be starting a beer garden. That's a little teaser trailer for
Cool.
you there. That we
Yeah.
won't probably need volunteers for. We'll probably have staff for that. But
Yep.
um, Yeah, we always have stuff happening. There's a place on our website to go and sign up to be part of our volunteer corps. So
Yep.
what essentially that means is you just sign up with your information, and then we just send out emails periodically when there's something happening if you're interested in signing up to help us with it. So this past Christmas, we did a holiday gift giveaway. We gave over 800 toys away to kids in the community.
So
And so
cool.
that we had some great volunteers come out and help us to give away toys to kids.
That's so cool. Looks like Takesha, who's been commenting, she loves to volunteer, and it seems like
Yay.
she's going to sign up and bring some friends,
That's
bring
fantastic,
others. So
Takesha. We would love to have you.
she's ready to go there. So thanks, Takesha. Thanks for commenting and participating. Um, just another question or two, Heather. If any of our listeners has questions for Heather, questions about the Lancaster Rec Commission or any of the programs they offer, now's the time to get your comment in, and of course, enter our contest. How else can, or Heather, how else can can Lancaster Connects and our listeners help the Lancaster Rec Commission?
Sure. Well, the first thing is check us out on lancasterrec.org. The best way to get to know us is to participate in a program, but also let us know what you want to see for our community as well too. Right now we have a needs assessment. You can find the link to our needs assessment on our Facebook page or on our website. And you can go there and give us your feedback about what type of recreation programs you'd like to see. Because as I said earlier, recreation can be anything. It can be a bird watching club or a hiking club or, a
Yeah,
knitting circle or whatever. The history book I showed you earlier, we've had a lot of different programs over the last 100 years. So we really want to hear from the community as what they want to see and how they want to provide recreation services for our community. And then also, however you'd like to support us, if you want to volunteer, if you'd like to come and have a tour, I'm happy to meet with people and give them a tour to learn more about what we do. If you like to share the events or upcoming programs that we have, again, on our social media, I love that photo. When I came in, I instituted a new rule because my background is in marketing of we can
yeah,
only use our photos, no more stock photos anymore. So all
yeah,
the photos
yep.
you see on our website and on our social media, all our folks. So we love sharing that. And that's our pre-K counts program. It's a free preschool program for families of a certain financial need that can attend free preschool, which is so fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, you can always tell with photos, like when a website has used stock photos and real
Yes.
photos. So you could
Yeah.
definitely tell, and it would definitely look inauthentic to have stock photos in there.
Yeah. I
That's
was like,
cool
we
that you
serve
have them.
thousands of people a year. No
Yeah,
more stock photos.
that's right. That's right. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's some of our seniors celebrating their birthday in our senior center.
Very cool.
So we just have a lot of fun. So yeah, come check us out. If you'd like a tour, if you're interested in donating or sponsoring events, that was our group. We went and saw the Southern Market Center last week. We got a little backstage
Yeah,
tour that's going to be opening this week. We're excited for
that's
them,
neat.
our new
Yeah, yeah.
neighbors. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, near
Very
us in the
cool.
southeast of the city. So yeah, it's just we love to share what we do. We're here for the community. That's our job. So tell us what you need, and let us know how we can help.
Very cool. So from that history book that you shared, is there some sort of recreation or activity that they would have done 80, 90 years ago that today you're looking at going, what was that?
Oh my gosh, I need to find the
Do you
picture.
remember anything like that?
Yes, I have to find the picture if I can
There's
quickly
got
to
to be
show you.
something that, yeah.
I use it all the time in PowerPoints when I present to people
Okay. Yeah.
because it's the best one.
Oh, I can't wait. I
I
can't wait.
have to find it now. I think I know where it is. I'll move pretty quickly. It's amazing
I'll take your
because
time because
yes,
I'm curious.
it's there. I would be happy to send you a copy of the book to look through because it's hilarious. Like here, oh wait, no, that's not it. Darn. I'll keep flipping through to see if I can find it. It is
Y-
there's a picture of these kids shooting bow and arrows, archery, which
Right?
is a program we've been trying to bring back actually.
Sure.
We've
Yeah.
been talking with some partners on how to get it, but they're doing the bow and arrow classes right next to a group that's doing like a story time circle.
Oh my
So
gosh.
so just when I saw the picture, just the proximity of how close they are, I
Yeah.
was like, that would definitely not be allowed
There
by
was
today's standards.
there
So
was not a safety director during
no
that time.
one,
That's hilarious.
no DHS regulations happening there. You can kind of see there's also a rifle club
Okay.
Previously in one of the basements of the school building. So
Oh
you can
my.
see there is the photo of Rifle Club, and
Yeah. Yep.
they've got
Yep.
their little Davy Crockett hats on.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah, so yeah, it's just fascinating because it certainly things were done a little bit differently. Even
Yep.
it's very neat because when I am out in the community, people will come up to me and say, "I used to be a playground leader. I used to be a camp
Okay.
counselor," and then they would tell me stories of how they would like load kids in the back of their car. They were like 20 years old, and I just throw a bunch of kids in the back of my car and we drive around town. And I was like, "Don't tell me that." So yeah, things used to be a little bit different.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. Um, in a few moments here, we'll spin our prize wheel and give away a prize while Chris fires up the prizelator. I have a couple questions for you, if that's okay.
Sure, of course.
What is your favorite thing to do in Lancaster? What would you say that is?
So, if it would have been my college years, it would have been going out downtown.
Sure.
But now that I have two young kids, it's definitely the parks and the green space.
Okay. Yep.
Right now, the weather's not great, but really, over the last 2 years, all we've been doing is jumping in the car and going, out to County Park or down
Yep.
to Long's Park or over to Musser, and really just exploring all of the fantastic green space and playgrounds and parks that Lancaster County has to offer.
Yeah, there's no shortage of places, like you say, green spaces where you can just get out and explore. My family, we like to go on hikes, whether that's going to the county park or down by the down the Susquehanna River or even northern Lidditz. There's a ton of trails. Downloaded the All Trails app, which is super
Oh,
cool.
no, I haven't heard of
You
that.
can
I'll look at
you can
that.
like track hikes, and I mean they've
Oh,
got every
cool.
park listed and trails and everything. So super cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned downtown. You probably have a favorite restaurant. It doesn't have to be downtown. It could be anywhere. Do you have a favorite Lancaster restaurant?
It definitely is downtown. It would have to be the Belvedere, hands down.
Okay.
That is where my husband and I, actually, funnily enough, my husband used to go there. I used to go there before we met. So there's very
Ah,
good chances we were both there.
that's
But it's
cool.
where we had our rehearsal dinner. It is a place
Yep.
near and dear to us.
Very cool.
And so we always, when we have friends visit, we love to take them there because it's just such a neat place. We had a rehearsal dinner there upstairs at Crazy Shirley's, and one of my husband's best friends is a professional piano player, and
Oh wow.
actually spent the evening after everyone had dinner just hanging out playing piano for all of us. He's a professional musician. It was just a really neat experience.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
It's been a little bit since I've been to the Belvedere, but I remember
me too.
enjoying my experiences there. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got to go back. So last question, it's kind of a silly one, but have you ever ridden in a buggy, in an Amish buggy?
I appreciate that you asked this question because it really took me back. Yes, I have. When
Oh,
I
all
was
right.
probably 10, well, to be fair, I don't know if it was like an authentic experience. I was probably 10 or
That's okay.
11. We lived in Carlisle. A big summer trip was coming up to Lancaster County to see the Amish. So it was one of the, Amish experience, they put you in a buggy ride. And I remember thinking as a kid that was, 11 or 12, this is so lame. And now now I love it when I drive by and pass
Yeah.
it. And again, when we have friends visit, they think it's just the funniest thing. I have a friend
Yep.
that just moved down from Scranton, and she's like, everyone in Scranton made fun of me and asked if I was going to go live with the buggies. And she's like, now I drive around and I see them everywhere. I'm like, yeah, isn't
Yep.
it cool? So yes, so now I just love them and appreciate them.
Yep.
And my daughter, when she's in the car, she'll go horsey. So
Of course. Yeah.
it's just such a unique experience, and why I still so much love living now in Lancaster County, and love that my children will grow up here because what a cool place to be.
It's very cool. We talked about some of the things that go on downtown, and of course all the things that you do, and just all that Lancaster has to offer. But yeah, you drive a mile or two outside of the city, and you're in about as rural area as you could get. It's really pretty cool. So Heather, thanks for being on. Thanks for sharing what the Lancaster Rec Commission does. Super cool stuff. I wish you a lot of success this upcoming year with your summer camps. Not necessarily coming back, but growing to maybe more like what they were pre-pandemic. I think we're all looking forward to those sorts of things. So again, thank you for being on, and we'll continue to spread the word about everything that you're doing there.
Great. Thanks so much. And anytime you guys want to come for a visit, it's always a fun time.
That sounds good.
Yeah, we usually kids do a color run at camp, and it's always so much fun because we volunteer to like go out and throw the colors, and it's a lot of fun.
That's cool. Well, your what do you call it? The streets?
Open streets. Yes.
Open streets. That sounds cool. And the beer garden. That sounds cool too.
We'll keep you updated on that.
Yeah, definitely do. All right, Chris, is the prizolator. Go ahead and hit it. I think there's a couple of Russian friends in the prizolator. Every once in a while, we get hit with some spam. So if they win, they're not getting the Lancaster County restaurant gift card.
That happens to us as well too.
I think that was a spam request as well. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
So Linda from Help the Fight. Linda was a Lancaster Connects guest. Episode 7 or 8, something like that, kind of early on last year. Great organization, Help the Fight, helping breast cancer survivors and those going through breast cancer diagnosis. She hosts a number of things throughout the year to raise money, and they're a fantastic charity. So if you're a listener and you'd like to know more about Help the Fight and what Linda does there, definitely check out our episodes. Our past episodes on LancasterConnects.com. I encourage everybody to go visit the Lancaster Rec Commission website. Heather, what's that website again?
Sure, it's just www.lancasterrec.org.
LancasterRec.org. That's pretty simple. Again, you can catch the show on Facebook and YouTube. Definitely, it's live now, but it lives on our Facebook channel and our YouTube channel and other places. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the comments. And again, Heather, thanks to you for being a guest. And we'll see everybody next time, 2 o'clock next Monday. Have a great day.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yep.